morning, I should say, cyber friends. It's after midnight already. Um, this is old Midi Man coming at you again here from Walk Studio. We thank God for each and every one of you, the cyber friends. You know who you are. I did a surprise visit on everybody tonight. I did not announce this here video. I did not announce this live stream. I want to, like I said, we want to give God all the praise and give Him all the honor and glory as usual. And we thank you for each and every one of you. But I had to come and do this live feed. It's been on my mind for a long time, very long time. But I've been caressing it and trying to figure out what would be the best way to present it, because I know it's going to go against the grain with a lot of people, and I knew that. I knew that from the start. So I took it upon myself to use my excuse me, my Blogtalk radio live stream setup to do this live stream and come back to everybody and to let you know what time it is. Really and truly, I haven't really figured out the setup yet on this thing of doing the events and make everything go out like it should go. But I am live streaming. I found that out. Definitely. I found it out that I was live streaming. But for some reason, the one that I wanted, when I create an event, for some reason mine is not working quite right. In other words, when I start the live stream, it goes to where I am now instead of to the event that I create. Haven't figured it out yet, but I will. I want to say something that is going to go against the grain of a lot of people, your upbringing. A lot of people have been told this. They've been taught this from the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. They've been taught this here many years. It's been said in the pulpits. It's been spoken in the homes of many people. It's been told to generation upon generation. It's been said and spoken. And what I'm about to do, and I've been wanting to bring this out for a long time, but I just had to try to find out the way to do it. And I found out there wasn't no way to do it, but just bring it on out. And that's what I intend to do tonight. But now, let me tell y'all something straight up, right away. I am not going to try to teach this here tonight, but I can prove it. And I will teach that on a later Blog Talk radio Bible study. I will teach it. But tonight, I'm just going to proclaim it. I'm going to proclaim to you what I'm about to say. Because I used to believe it myself. To a degree. I was taught it myself. It was taught to me over the years. But I've always had a problem with it. But I just couldn't put my finger on it to figure it out. So like I said, I got many people might want to call me crazy after the night. Many people might call me crazy. Some going to call me a fanatic. Some going to call me all kinds of things. I don't care. I'm going to still speak this. And what I'm saying is that I don't understand why some of these here quote unquote super Christians and these great people, they so deep. And you know, people are always talking about you want to go deeper in God. Well, I don't understand why all these people that were so deep in God had not figured this out. But I was waiting to see was anybody else going to mention this before I said anything, because I found out that 9 times out of 10, most people wait until they hear things come from somebody else before they start talking about it and claim it as their own. But really and truly, I could care less about anybody claiming anything. But I know I haven't heard this here come from nobody else as of yet. And if anybody else have dealt with this here, I don't know about it. But I know for years that I was taught this. And we're going to go ahead on and let everybody go and get your brooms and your darts and your tomatoes and your bad emails and everything, get them ready. Because we're going to go on and proclaim it out. Number one, how many of you, like me, was raised up saying everything is in God's will. Come on now. Be truthful, be truthful. It was God's will for this to happen. It was God's will for that to happen. It was God's will. In the weather, this bad weather that the people we have, I've never been scared of bad weather myself, but I have seen the devastation that it can do, because I was right in the midst of Michael when Michael came across. I was right in the middle of it. So I know what the weather can do, but I'm still not afraid because I know the secret. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all done heard that was God's will. It was God's will. And that God work. When God's doing his work, you need to stop yours. Haven't y'all heard that before? Did your grandmama tell you that? That when God doing his work, you need to stop yours. All right. If you have heard that, then say amen. If not, keep listening. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell you something now. Think about that. That weather, devastating, killing people, destroying stuff. Do you think that's God's will? Huh? Do you? Well, if you think that, then you better go back and read what your Bible says. That the thief only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The thief does that, not God. All right, hold it. Don't make no judgment yet. I'm setting you up for it. I'm setting you up for it. Remember that. The thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. Think about the weather. Think about all that bad weather we've been having. All those storms and tornadoes and hurricanes. Think about it. What do they do? What do they do? They kill. They destroy. Don't they? Might as well say, might as well say they steal because they tear up everything and you don't work for it and they tear it up. That's stealing from you to a degree. So think about that now. The thief coming, but for what? To kill, steal, and destroy. What do the storms do? They kill, they steal, and they destroy. Huh? Think about it. Don't answer. Don't worry. Just walk with Billy Man for just a few minutes, and I guarantee you, I would change the way you think. Now, I'm just astounded that these super Christian, quote unquote. See, I'm not a super Christian. I'm just one that believes in the Word of God, and I study my Word and I try to understand as the Holy Spirit gives me insight. I've been dealing with this thing for years. I had a problem with it. But because of the way I was brought up and I was taught from my great-grandparents and grandparents, they told us, they always said that when it was bad weather, to be still, that God doing his work. So you took it verbatim, that they thought they knew what they were talking about because they was taught the same thing. It wasn't that they was trying to teach us wrong. It was just that's what they was brought up on and that's what they were taught. But many man, I told y'all that I was always one that seek out stuff. I seeked it out. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for one bit. And I was going to find out the reason why. Well, lo and behold, I went to the book of Job. And in the book of Job, if you would read that Job was a perfect and an upright man. There was nobody like Job in all the East. Well, nobody is like Job. God bragged on Job. And in fact, in the scriptures, it tells us of 3 men that God bragged on. Job was one of them, Noah was another one, and Daniel. Daniel, Noah, and Job. Those were 3 that God bragged on. I got a Bible study on that too, coming up. I'm going to let you know why he bragged on them. But I'm talking about this thing now, about all of it being God's will, and I'm going to show y'all. We've been sitting back there getting whooped and beat to death by something that we could have been rebuking all the time, but because of the lack of knowledge, and we will not sit down and read and study our Bible. We just let it happen and talking about it's God's will. All right. God's will, right? Look what Satan went to God. He was a son of God, remember? Satan used to be an angel. Y'all forgot about that, didn't you? Satan used to be the highest angel in heaven. He was the most highest angel in heaven before he rebelled and God threw him out up there. Guess where he's supposed to throw him? Down here in this atmosphere, right? Huh? Do you hear me? All right. Let me go on and back up a little bit. He came to God to destroy Job without a cause. God even told him, read the book for yourself. He said, hey, you come, Satan. Where you coming from? He said, from going to and fro, in and out of the earth, up and down in it, seeking whom I may destroy. In other words, that's what Satan does. He said, but then God said, that's when God started bragging on Job. He said, have you considered my servant Job? How he's a perfect and an upright man, one that feared God and eschewed evil. Satan said, well, that's because you blessed him. And you do all this and you got a hedge around him, and I can't touch him. Right. You heard what Satan told God? You got a hedge around Job, and I can't touch him. All right, y'all Christians. Think about what Satan said about the hedge. Every one of you who are born again got that same hedge around you. Satan can't touch you. But look what Satan says, skin for skin. Yea, all that a man has, will he give for his life? He said, now you bragging on Job, but I tell you what you do. Take all that he got. Take all of his money and his wealth and take his everything away from him, and I'll make Job curse you to your face. God looked at him and told him, said, no, you want me to destroy Job without a cause. That is not so. God wasn't going to do that anyway. He said, but I tell you what, Satan. See, God already know everything, y'all. We know that. God's wisdom is infinite. We can't understand it. Just take it verbatim as what his word tells us. We can't never understand God. We don't know why he allows something to happen in his permissive will. We don't know that. It ain't for us to know that. I'm going to say that. But if we will look in the word and see the pattern, we can see clearly what God's will is. He said, I tell you what, Job, or Satan, since you think that you know so much, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the head down. He said, but you do what you will with it. You do it. See, God wouldn't do it. He said, you do it. He said, but don't you touch his soul. God was yet protecting Job. Even though Satan now had Job was full game, and Satan was going to throw everything in hell at him to make Job curse God. That's what it is. See, y'all, I keep telling you it's about worship. Satan wants to be worshipped. But at any rate, that ain't what I'm talking about tonight. I'm trying to get y'all to get out of that, I like to say, stupid mentality, but that ignorant mentality. He said, he went out and look what he did. He took everything that Job had, took all his wealth, took all his camels, his big trucks, took all his donkeys, his tractors and things, took everything that he had, killed all his children with a whirlwind. Y'all know what a whirlwind is, don't you? Huh? Don't y'all know what a whirlwind is? Then it said the whirlwind came out of the wilderness, out of the desert, and hit the four corners of the house where all the Job's children were and killed them. What is a whirlwind? That's bad weather. Don't you see that? We said, well, why didn't God allow that? Don't know. I'm not God. But I knew God had a purpose. We know that because we got the scripture. We can read it. Job didn't know that. That's how come he said, then Job, after that, Job lost everything. Job spoke without knowledge because, see, Job didn't have a Bible. But we do. Job didn't have the Bible knowing that was Satan that was doing this to him. It wasn't God. But look what Job said. He spoke without knowledge, though. He said, God has given it and God has taken it away. That was a lie. Job didn't know. God didn't take nothing away. Satan took it. Now, The whirlwind and Job's children. Bad weather and Job's children. You think God would do that? Not God's will. I don't care what you were taught coming up. That bad, destroying weather is not God's will, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, after Job was restored, God restored, after Satan saw, God showed Satan that he was a big liar like he was in the beginning anyway. God showed him up. He restored Job. Everything that he made Satan restore, everything he had and more so. Double for his trouble. He made him restore. Now I'm going to ask y'all something. All this year we've been taught that weather, that bad weather is God's will. When God doing his work, sit down and you keep yours still. It's a lie. That's a lie. I don't believe it. Let me tell you why. Number one, it kills, steals, and destroys. That is not in God's will. Look at Jesus. This is what makes me believe and know that weather, that bad weather, is not God's will. Because look what Jesus did. Peter, James, and John, and all of them was in the boat, trying to get across the Sea of Galilee. Jesus had a man over there in Gadara. He had to free from them demons. Look what happened on the sea while they was out there. Jesus was asleep. Storm arose. Right? Come on, y'all. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Storm arose. Peter and them were so scared, and these were professionals. They've been out there. They were used to all this kind of stuff. But they were so scared because this weather was so bad. It was beating upon that boat. And Peter and them there went to hollering and carrying on, said, waking Jesus up. And Jesus woke up, and what did Jesus do? He rebuked the wind and told it to peace, be still. Didn't Jesus say that? All right, now hold it. And he brought about a great calm. Now, all right, now it's God's will, right? Bad weather, God's will. No, because it had been God's will, Jesus wouldn't have never went against his Father's will. Don't you see? I don't know why y'all ain't picked this up, all y'all big time, the big super Christians that write all these books. They selling all these books and stuff, and ain't nobody never brought this up. If it was God's will, Jesus would have never rebuked that wind because he never went against his Father's will. So if Jesus rebuked the wind, so can you. And so can I. That's how come I never feared bad weather. Now people don't ask me that, but that was one of the reasons why I never feared bad weather. But I didn't say bad weather won't come. Remember, Satan is the enemy. But God is supreme. In other words, Jesus showed the disciples in the boat, Peter, James, and John, and all of them, I am Lord even over the weather. And if the weather was, if this bad weather was God's will, Jesus said, what my Father do, I do also. And I don't go against my Father. What I see him do, that's what I do. So if bad weather in this devastating weather was God's will, Jesus would have never rebuked it because he would have been totally out of order. And Jesus ain't never been out of order. Now y'all take that to the bank. Take that to the bank. I don't know. See, in other words, I don't have books on Amazon.com. I haven't written a whole lot of books about the super spiritual and super deep things like all these. We got all these Bible teachers like myself and scholars and preachers as well as in all kinds of different ones in the ministry, but I have not heard one tackle this subject yet. And I've been waiting for years. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about it yet. It seemed like everybody was afraid of that subject, but I'm not. I was waiting for the right time. And people, let me tell you something. There are a lot of things that we claim that God's will, not God's will. You better read your Bible and study it very hard and learn what is God's will and what's not. And that is one of them that I just don't believe because God does not kill, steal, and destroy. And that's Satan's job. And that is exactly what all this bad weather and all these storms do. Now I know I heard someone mention about those hurricanes. They say they start off the west coast of Africa and come across the Atlantic in the pattern of the slave ships that where we were brought over, our ancestors were brought over here. It comes up the Caribbean, down through the Caribbean, on up into the Gulf, into the Louisiana area where the slave trade all started. That's what they say. I don't know that, y'all. I don't know that. I ain't up here to talk about whether that got anything to do with why those hurricanes come across that way or not. But I'm saying I don't believe that it is God's will. Because Jesus would have never went against his Father's will. And he rebuked that wind and told it to be still, and it brought about a great calm. Satan was trying to keep Jesus away from that man of Gadara. Jesus was going to set that man free of all them demons that was in him. Satan knew that. What did he do? Tried to stop the boat. Y'all can call me crazy. Call me a fanatic. I just believe what I believe what the word says. And I know God does not do evil. No. Satan's job is to kill, steal, and destroy, not God. And then we talk about it. Job said, every time something happens to people now, people say that God's will, to talk about, well, Job said, God that given and God take it away. Job was speaking without knowledge. God did not take one thing away from Job. It was the devil that done that. See, but at least Job didn't have the Bible. Me and you, we got the Bible. Who are we going to believe? I just had to come and say that tonight, people. I pray, God knows, I pray that I haven't offended anyone, but if I did, I hope I offended you enough to go and think about it and pray about it and ask God for yourself. And I do believe he will let you know, because if he let me know about it, he'll let you know about it too. Nobody has a monopoly on God. But you got to seek these things. If you don't seek them, some of us don't do nothing worth nothing. We don't use our mind for the things that are worth something, but we'll use it for everything else. But to seek out these things, that we will not do. We just take things because what we heard and somebody said. Middleman is not going out like that. So with that said, Middleman gonna cut this stream off right here. But I had to come and tell some of my partners, some of y'all that gonna see this, and you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, some of you, and some of you gonna seek it out. And then in my prayer that God will show you, the Holy Spirit is gonna let you know exactly. So you can join all of us that believe alike to rebuke this wind. You can rebuke this wind. If Jesus did it, we can do it. He said, because greater work shall you do now that I'm going away to my Father. So Jesus would have never, if this bad weather was God's will, Jesus would have never rebuked the wind. Take it to the bank. This is me, the man, telling you whatever you get into. If God ain't in it, it's best you come out of it. And let me tell you something, people, because it's going to come to nothing. Don't be fantasizing with all these people because they got books written, because they got books on Amazon, and they done wrote these books about all these deep things. Don't be so impressed about that. Because you look for the truth. Excuse me. Look for the truth. Follow that man or woman that's telling the truth. Not the one that's selling books to a degree. If I ain't against them selling books, but if that be the case, no. But you got to be telling the truth. We are so fascinated by the spectacular until we'll forget about the truth. We want to get up there when it comes to the preaching. We want a man there up there that can and yah and wah yah and all that stuff like that. But they ain't telling you no truth. Better watch yourself. This is Middleman saying to the next Bible study, next video, whichever comes first. Peace and good morning.